Hello, my name is Marlene Iraeta. I'm a senior planner with the current planning division of DMD. Today, I will be discussing how to go about changing the zoning rules. Previously, Brittany had discussed the comprehensive plan and Daniel had discussed zoning with you. And I'll see how to address changes within the zoning ordinance by referring to the comprehensive plan and the zoning district map. As you're aware, these guidelines and rules set the standards on how and what to develop. Both of these images here can be seen as two completely different projects. One is a residential while the other one's more of a commercial area. You can see that there's differences with heights. You can see there's differences with landscaping, parking, and open space. Those are the type of changes that could be addressed or changed with a zoning petition. There are three ways to change the zoning rules or ordinance: variance of development standards, a variance of use, and a rezoning. With any of these, you'll see our orange public hearing signs out in the public. And as you can see, this one has some writing that was provided by one of our residents, just noting how they felt about the petition. Variance of development standards. It is when someone wants to change basically setbacks or building height. They want to maybe propose different signage that it wasn't already allowed or make it larger. Also, it can address parking and landscaping requirements as well. Variance of use is when someone wants to change the uses that are permitted within a district. For example, you can see that offices are permitted in the commercial districts with the P, and then they're not permitted within the dwelling districts. So if a law office were to want to be located within a residential building in a D5 district, then they would need to apply for a variance of use to see if that proposal would align with the comprehensive plan. The other item would be rezoning. This is when someone wants to completely change the zoning district from one to another. For example, this one shows a D5 in the middle of a C3 and C1. There's D5 to the west, DP to the east, but the comprehensive plan recommended traditional neighborhood for this specific site at 1306. And the rezoning petition allowed for the dwelling to be used as already existed. There are different deciding parties. One is the Board of Zoning Appeals, which is known as the BZA. They typically review variance of uses, variance of development standards, and special exceptions. The hearing examiner recommends their approval or denial to the MDC, which is the Metropolitan Development Commission. Both of these would hear cases that are rezoning cases or companion petitions, which are rezoning with development standard variances, and they're usually more difficult cases. Also, the hearing officer is one person who hears more cases that are acceptable or not as complex. Is typically changing a open space, maybe like 1 or 2%, or maybe a setback about 1 foot or less than that. I also added the plat committee, which is another body that reviews subdivisions of land. So if someone were to want to put in a whole new residential subdivision or divide a duplex into single family attached, they would be heard by the plat committee. The hearing process, this is when the public is able to provide their input. So the petitioner and anyone who is in favor of it has about 15 minutes or 20 minutes, depending on which hearing, to state their case. Then the remonstrators, who are people who are opposing the petition, have 15 or 20 minutes, again, depending on which board is hearing the case, to state their opinions. Then staff provides their recommendation based on what the comprehensive plan recommends, based on what the context of the neighborhood is, and then also takes into account what other petitions have already been approved or denied in the area. Then both parties are able to correspond to one another's comments, and then the deciding body votes on that matter. Commitments are submitted and recorded if needed. So this is if the approval was subject to maybe a new site plan or additional landscaping, that sort of thing. If it was not appealed, then the decision letter is issued. However, if there is an appeal, then it goes an additional step to be heard by another deciding body. Otherwise, if the decision letter can be issued, then that can be sent to the Department of Business and Neighborhood Services for the appropriate permits to be released, and construction can commence. Thank you for listening to this session, and if you have any questions or comments, you're welcome to provide those at our live session. Bye.